Why am I so certain that having children is wrong? Especially considering the fact that it's the only way that we can ensure our survival. So why am I so sure that bringing children into this world is wrong? Especially if many people do not think that it's wrong. Especially if many people who are here don't hate the fact that they're here. There are a lot of people who are here that are saying life is beautiful. There are many people that are here that would wish to do this again. There are many people that are here that appreciate life so much that they are willing to prolong their lives. If they were offered an opportunity to prolong their lives, they will prolong their lives. There are scientists that are working on a technology that's actually going to make us immortal. So how can I be so sure that giving humans the so-called gift of life is wrong? One thing that I want people to understand is that I'm not against existence. I'm not against life. The problem is what we do to ensure our survival as a species is harmful. You see, that's the problem. The problem is that the only way that we can bring children into this world is harmful. There's no other way. We have to bring conscious beings into this world without knowing whether they would actually love the experience or not. There's no other way. We have to convince ourselves that consent is not important. But when people are here, because we know how important consent is, when they violate other people's rights, we arrest them. Because we know that consent is important. But because we know that there's no other way to bring children into this world, we have to bring people into this world who have not consented to being born. And we do not want life to stop existing. We want life to continue. So we lie to ourselves. We tell ourselves that no, actually, life is a gift. As if life is a gift for each and every person that is born here. You see where the problem is? We believe that the payoff is so big that we must not care about the harm that's being done when we bring children into this world. The payoff is so big. We're like, look at what we've accomplished as humans. Look at all the things that we love about this world. So should we not bring children into this world just because some of them will not enjoy their experience here? You see what the problem is? Deep down we know that it is actually wrong. The problem is that we believe that the payoff is so big. That is why we know that rape is wrong. We know that it's wrong because we understand how important autonomy is. not every person in this world is allowed to to adopt children. But each and every person that can have children is allowed to have children. We know that there are some people who are not qualified to raise children. We know that. We know that there are some people, if they had children, they would abuse their children 100%. Like, they do not qualify to raise children. And we understand how important it is that if you are going to raise a child, you must be qualified. That is why before people can adopt children, we actually do a background check. How is their mental health? How is their finances? Where do they live? Do they have any criminal record? We understand that it is important that each and every child is raised by people that are actually capable. But we don't say anything about people who are having children, even though they're not going to be good parents. Even when we can see that there is no way that these people are going to be good parents, we don't say anything. It's because of the payoff. We are willing to allow something that we know is immoral to happen because of the payoff. You see, that's why it's like we know that there's no other way that life can continue. People have to reproduce for life to continue. People have to do something that is wrong for life to continue. So we're like, you know what? The payoff is big. People existing in this world, that's a big deal. So we mustn't be questioning that. But deep down we know that no, man. There are a lot of people who are suffering and they really did not choose to be here. But they have to deal with the burden of existence. And they have to deal with this burden for a long time. For a very long time. It's not like getting raped. It's not like getting beaten. You know, most of the things that we're afraid of in this world are temporary. But life, even though it's also temporary, but you have to be in it for a long time. You see, imagine if getting raped lasted for a lifetime. People who rape other people, we arrest them. I think the minimum time that they'll have to do in prison is maybe 15 years. Because we understand how important autonomy is. When you bring a child into this world, you have to understand that it is possible for that child to grow up and get raped. It's possible for that child to get raped even before they understand what rape is. When you bring a child into this world, you have opened a door for all these horrible things that happen in this world that we're arresting people for doing to happen to them. You're literally opening a door for these things to happen. That will be like if a parent allowed a rapist to live with their child, will that be right? You know that this person is a rapist, but you can live with my child. It's like that. Or telling a rapist to rape your child. You're literally telling them that you can rape my child. That's not so different from bringing a child into this world. You're basically saying, okay, the things that can happen in this world can happen to my child, because these things are possible now because I brought them into this world. You see? These horrible things that we're afraid of, that we don't want to see happening to other people or to us, they are only possible because we were born here. If we do not bring children here, it means that these things will not be possible, because they will not happen to anyone. There isn't a child of mine that's going to suffer. There isn't a child of mine that's going to get raped. There isn't it's a fact that there isn't a child of mine that's going to get raped. It's a fact that there isn't a child of mine that's going to suffer. It's a fact that there isn't a child of mine that's going to live in poverty, that's going to get abused. It's a fact. Why? Because I've made sure that I do not bring that child into this world. I've made sure, because I hate the things that are happening, and I understand how important autonomy is. I do not lie to myself just because I want certain things. I'm not an antinatalist because I hate children. There are many people that I know that are child-free, that do not want to have children because they feel like it will be inconvenient. It will be inconvenient for them to actually raise a child. I would actually like to have a child. The problem is that this world is too messed up that I know that I will be doing something wrong. If I had a child, I'll be looking at that child every day like, yo, I'm really sorry, Because I know we are being abused as humans. There are a lot of things that we have to go through. You do not choose where you're going to be born, how you're going to be. You don't choose your genes, how you're going to look, what kind of sicknesses that you're going to suffer from. You don't choose that. You don't choose your level of intelligence. You don't choose that. You're just born. And you have to deal with whatever problems you get to face because of how you are. You don't choose where you're born. You don't choose your race. If you are born into a race that has been enslaved by another race, you have to deal with that. You have to inherit the problems that comes with being born in a certain race. That's not fair. You have to live by the rules that were created for you. If there are things that you're not supposed to do in a country that you were born in, you ain't supposed to do these things. You cannot say, okay, I was born in South Africa, but I don't like the laws here. I'm going to go and live in Canada. You don't have a right to do that. You are not free enough to be who you really are. You're not allowed to be who you really are. It's illegal for you to be who you really are, even though you did not choose to be born. Do you understand how wrong that is? You did not choose to be born in this world, but it is wrong for you to truly be who you are. And what's crazy is that even if you being who you are does not affect other people in a negative way, the people that are in power can say, you're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to be yourself. You're not allowed to be autonomous. And you will have to suffer because of that. They just want you to be what they want you to be. If they don't want you to be free, because they realize that they won't be able to control you if you are free, then they won't allow you to be free. If they realize that if these people are given their freedom, we won't be able to control them. We won't be able to make money off them. And you won't be free. They will come up with all kinds of excuses to ensure that you're not free. You're not free because we're trying to protect you. Your safety comes first to us. You must be safe. They will make it seem like it's about you, while they do not even care how you're doing. They don't care if you do not have a place to sleep. They do not care if you do not have a decent job. They do not care if you have nothing. What they care about is you being safe so that they will be able to use you the way that they want to use you. As long as you are alive and safe, they will be able to use you. That is not fair. But the payoff is huge, right? The payoff is huge, so we choose to ignore the issues that comes with having children. When people tell us that they do not want to have children because this world really does suck, we convince ourselves that there is something wrong with them. How can you not want to have a child? Having a child is the most meaningful thing that a human being can do. So I used to think that life was meaningless before I had a child. You don't want to have a child because you don't know what it feels like to have a child. With that kind of reasoning, you can do a lot of horrible things. With that kind of reasoning, you can do a lot of horrible things because you are only thinking about yourself. I haven't heard a parent say, having a child is the greatest thing that you can do for that child. No. It's the most meaningful thing that you can do for that. It has nothing to do with the child. It has everything to do with them and what they want. You see the problem? It has nothing to do with the child at all. We don't care. We don't care if the child is going to suffer. No one cares. We don't care if the child is not going to fit in. If that child is going to end up getting arrested and getting raped in prison. See, there are people in this world that just don't fit in. For real. They're so different. They don't play by the rules. We torture these people. They have to play by the rules. They have to be like everyone else. They have to be slaves. There are people who are like, you know what? I want to be myself. I don't want to play by rules. I'm going to do me. They get arrested and we torture them and we feel like that is justified. Can you imagine? You bring a child into this world. That child didn't ask to be born. And that child finds itself wanting to do certain things that are illegal. You're like, no. You get tortured if you do these things. You get tortured. This world is a prison. It's just that we're so used to the things that are happening that we're starting to think that this is normal. Or we've been thinking that it's normal. You know, some people are actually realizing that, something is not right. See, we think that it's normal because we found the world like this. So it's normal. It's normal that people do not really have rights. It's normal that we are having children. It's normal that when people are not perfect, they get arrested and get tortured. Do you understand that rape is actually allowed in prison? Like, it's not allowed. Why do people get raped a lot in prison? They're not really protected. So a person is born into this world and they're not perfect. They do some fucked up shit and end up in prison and end up getting raped. Remember, even though it is believed that people are sent to prison to get disciplined so that they will be able to live in the real world. But that's not what happens. A lot of people, when they come out of prison, they come out more fucked up than they were before they got arrested. That's because you have to do a lot of horrible shit to survive in prison. It's not like they're teaching you how to live. It's not like they're trying to understand you. They're trying to understand why you've done the things that got you there. They don't care. We like to pretend as if we care about one another, but we don't. And that is the truth. We don't care. We don't care about the people that are in prison. We like to convince ourselves that they're just evil. I'm telling you, that's not true. They were born into this world and they were not perfect. They couldn't play by the rules. They weren't like us. So we felt like they must be in prison and they must get punished as if they asked to be born in the first fucking place. You see where the problem is? We don't care about one another. We just pretend as if we care. I've been in so many situations where I would see a person promising people that they're going to help someone. Let's say a child loses their parent. And then some relatives say, no, I'll take care. I promise you, like, you know what happens in funerals. We like to talk as if those people that died are listening. You were very good to me. I'm going to take care of your children. If your children need anything, I'm going to take. We like to look good in front of other people. We like being seen as good people, like we're kind. But when it comes to really being kind, we fail. People just pretend to be kind, but do we really have people that are really kind? If we had people that are really, really kind in this world, do you think it would be the way that it is today? There are a lot of people that are suffering and they've done nothing wrong. Like nothing. But we don't care. I know that it is wrong on every level to give someone an experience that they do not ask for. If there are a lot of people who do not like that experience, if there's a chance that they will not like the experience and they won't really have a way out, then I shouldn't be giving them that experience. If I decide to give someone an experience that I know they might not like, and not only they might not like it, but they might end up really, really hating it, I'm selfish. If I give someone an experience that I know they might not like, just because I want to give them that experience, because there's something that I'm going to benefit from giving them that experience, I'm selfish, 100%. Because I'm only thinking about myself. There are people who know that they will not choose to come back into this world again. There are people who have children who know that they will not choose to come back into this world again, but who are still having children. You know that? There are people, if you ask them, would you choose to come back into this world again? They'll be like, nope. This world sucks, but they're still having children. There are people who believe that this world is fucked up. Their religion tells them that this world is fucked up. This world is run by the devil. The devil controls everything, and he hates humans, and he's trying to make humans suffer, but they're still having children. Do you understand that there's something wrong? That is why I know beyond any reasonable doubt that having children is wrong. I know beyond any reason, like there's no doubt. I know that having children is wrong the same way that I know that I'm talking right now. I know that. It's not a belief, it's a fact that I know. It's something that I fully understand. It isn't something that I've had someone saying and told myself, yo, actually, that's cool. That's cool. You know, yeah, having children is wrong. Having children is... No, it's something that I've thought about for a very long time. You know, it's not like I just thought about it and just started talking about it. No, when I first realized that actually bringing a child into this world will be wrong, I didn't just talk about it. You know, I spent a lot of time thinking about it, looking at all possible scenarios, and I realized that nah. And realizing that felt great, because I grew up thinking that having children was good. So realizing that no, man, actually no. This world is a trap. Even if it was not a trap, even if this world was good for real, even if this world was created by a God that has our best interest at heart, even if we were having a good experience, if there were people who were saying that they do not love their experience here, it would be wrong to have children. Unless it was possible to get consent from a child before they are born. Remember what I said at the beginning? I said I'm not against existence. I'm not against life. I'm not against life at all. The problem is that for life to continue, we have to do something that is wrong for it to continue, and we're telling ourselves that it isn't wrong. See the problem? The problem is that we want to have children so bad that we are willing to do things that are wrong, and we are convincing ourselves that these things are not wrong. The same way that we abuse animals. But if we stopped abusing animals, we'll get sick. We would not have a lot of energy. We need protein. If you want to think about this reasoning deeply enough, you'll actually realize something. There are people who believe that there are Satanists in this world that kidnap children and drink their blood, whatever. They're doing that because they believe that they're going to gain some power, some superpowers. Like, yeah, when we drink this blood, we're going to become powerful. This is the truth. You eat animals because you're like, oh, I'll be weak if I'm not getting protein. They'll be drinking the blood of children because they feel like they're going to become. But you don't know what I'm saying to you. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I'm trying to show you that you are a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite because you are against things if they are not good, if they do not benefit you. If you're not benefiting from something, you feel like it's bad, it's evil. But if you're benefiting from it, you feel like it's good. Or you choose to ignore how evil it is if you're benefiting from it. What kind of double standards are that? The truth is, we are flawed. We do not know how to think logically. We don't know how to be honest with ourselves. We don't know how to get to the truth. And that's a huge problem. We allow ourselves to do things that are completely messed up. Just because no one is complaining about these things. We never really question these things. If we were really honest with ourselves, there will be a lot of things that we're doing that we'll stop doing. People who are really honest with themselves, people who are really intelligent, conscious, and compassionate are not willing to do a lot of things that are being done in this world. A lot of things that people who are compassionate don't want to do. People who are intelligent do not want to do. A lot of things that are actually helping other people succeed. When you really think about it, there are a lot of horrible things that we're supposed to do in this world in order to succeed, in order to have the things that we want. And we want each and every person to do these things because being here is a trap. We're not going to allow people to say, you know what, this world is too fucked up. I do not want to be part of it. This world is trash. Something is wrong with y'all. I think y'all crazy. I'm out. No, that's wrong. You see, this is another big problem. Is that when people are brought into this world, they're not even allowed to leave. And we tell ourselves that this world is good. We tell ourselves that this world is not a prison. Do you realize that there's something wrong? Do you realize that there isn't a human being in this world that will be able to come up with counter arguments against the things that I'm saying? It's impossible. When people try to disprove antinatalism, they actually come up with their own definition of antinatalism. And they start trying to disprove that. If you realize that, that's what happens. Like, they don't fully understand it, so they try to debate with their own understanding of it. I've seen that happen a lot. Like, dude, that's not even the real reason why some people are not having children. Or the reason that you've come up with is not the main reason. Or it's very limited. Like, there are a lot of things that you are not mentioning, a lot of things that you do not understand. The truth isn't very hard to understand. Human beings are just hypocrites. There are a lot of people that are doing things that are horrible to other people. They know that the things that they're doing to these people, they wouldn't want these things to be done to them. They complain when other people do these things to them. I know people who cheat on their partners. I know people who cheat on their partners, but once they get cheated on, they complain like it's fucking crazy. They're even willing to kill. You're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? When their partners cheat, it's wrong, but when they cheat, that they're not doing anything wrong. Do you see how selfish we are? One of the biggest problems is that we have so much power as humans, but we don't have wisdom. We are capable of doing a lot of things, but we do not have wisdom. If we had wisdom, we would do the right things because we have so much power. We will have built a world that actually makes sense, because this world really does not make sense. We have so much power. It's like giving monkeys gun, it's like giving monkeys guns. Like the power that we have, the power that we've been given is not, we're not ready for it. If you give monkeys guns, because they are not ready to own guns, what do you think they will do? If you gave monkeys technology, what do you think they will do? You are misusing our power, and that's creating a lot of suffering. And we're gaining a lot of power, but we're not gaining wisdom. So things are only going to become worse because of that. How many people in this world do you know that actually have wisdom? That you can actually say, I trust this person. I trust their level of thinking. I believe that they will make the right decisions. How many people in this world do you think you would trust? Realizing that you're not doing your children a favor by having them. You have not done your children a favor. Is a sign of intelligence. Shows that you have wisdom. You must realize that. You must realize that you have not done your children a favor by bringing them into this world. So that you won't treat them as if they chose to be here. I know a lot of parents who treat their children as if they chose to be here. You have not done your children a favor by bringing them into this world. Life is not easy in this world. It's really, really hard. We do not live in a world where the things that we want are given to us. We live in a world where if you're not lucky, you find yourself having to work for everything. Everything. While other people are not treating you good. While other people are taking advantage of you. If you don't have money, other people are going to take advantage of you. They're going to make you clean toilets. They want to make you do things that they wouldn't want to do and don't feel like that's right because we are selfish. So you have not done anyone a favor by bringing them into a world like this, because you don't know how their lives are going to be. Chances are they're going to suffer like crazy. And they will have to deal with a lot of bullshit in order to survive. They're going to get lied to a lot. There are people in this world who believe things that really do not make sense because they've been lied to. The truth is, we don't know anything. We just found ourselves here. We don't know what's going on. We don't know why we're here, how we got here. I mean, we know that we were born, but we don't know how life started. We don't even know what life is. We don't even know if this is not a dream of some sort. No, some people believe that this is a dream. Consciousness is fundamental. Some people believe that, nah, man, we live in a world, in a real world, actual world. Consciousness is a product of matter. And we don't know. Some people believe that we live in a simulation. We don't know what is going on. And because of that, people lie to us. They take advantage of the fact that we don't know shit. And the truth is, we can't know. It seems like we're not even supposed to know because the truth is not given to us. It's not like there have been some beings that came into this planet that actually proved to us that actually gave us information about where we come from, and that actually proved to us that actually this information is true. It seems to me that people are just making shit up. People believing in astrology. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be believing in astrology. I'm just giving an example that there are a lot of things that we believe, not like really because they're true, but because we don't know what to believe. People believing in Christianity, people believing in many other religions, people believing in the law of attraction. Oh, you chose to be here. You chose this experience. You are here to learn how to manipulate energy. Everything that you need, you have the power to have everything that you need. You just have to know how to tune into a frequency where these things are. That's it. You can attract the kind of life that you want. If that was true, the people who have things that and who actually believe that, they will be willing to lose everything just to prove to us that you can really get the things that you want by just visualizing. You see? I mean, really, if the law of attraction really worked and I had a lot of wealth, I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna prove to y'all motherfuckers that this works. I'm gonna give everything that I have away. Let's start all over. I'm gonna start off completely homeless. Why don't they do that? You see, we're just making shit up, man. We don't know shit. We don't know what the heck is going on for real. So do you understand how unfair it is that people were born into a world that they do not even understand, and they get to suffer a lot, and they do not even know how to get the fuck out of here? And chances are reincarnation is possible. Chances are your souls get recycled and you come back here and have to do this again. That's very possible. I understand that we don't want that to be possible. But there are a lot of things that are actually possible that shouldn't even be possible. There are a lot of things that are possible that shouldn't even be possible in this world. The fact that you're watching me on a device, that shouldn't even be possible, but it is possible. Obviously, there are some people who know some things that we do not know. There are people who understand things that we do not understand. There are people who have a lot of power. A lot of people that can manipulate us in a lot of different ways. Obviously. It's really unfair that we are bringing children into this world and they have to deal with this world. And one able to actually come up with good reasons for bringing them here. It would be good if we were able to come up with good reasons. But it seems to me that people who are having children are not really having children because they're choosing to have children. It's not really a choice. It's like they're compelled to have children. It's in their nature to actually want to have children, even if it does not make sense. That is why people, even when they are really poor, they have children. You see, we're prisoners. We're prisoners to our needs, our wants, our desires. Sex is so enjoyable. The process that brings a child into this world, or what starts the process that creates a new human, that's so enjoyable that it's almost impossible to resist. It's hard for people to turn down sex when they are really turned on. It's hard. It's almost impossible. That should tell you something. That should tell you something. You're a prisoner here, and if you really want to escape, you must be rational. You cannot be doing things that are keeping you here. You cannot be doing things that are keeping other people here. You must just be like, you know what, this world ain't it. A person is born twice. You're born for the first time when you come into this world, and then born for the second time when you actually realize that, nah, this world is not good. I shouldn't have been born into this world, so I need to fucking escape. The time when you realize that you're born again, that's being born again. You know, realizing that this world ain't it. Realizing that you have been lied to about a lot of things. Because it's you that must discover that you've been lied to. It's not the people that are lying to you that should tell you that they're lying to you. They don't give a fuck. There isn't a person that's been taking advantage of people that actually started telling them the truth. Unless, you know, they were taking advantage of people because they had to. I mean, they believed that they had to, or they were not benefiting anymore. But really, if people are still benefiting from taking advantage of you, they're going to continue to take advantage of you. So it's you that should realize that you're being taken advantage of. The people that are in power don't give a fuck. They don't want you to have rights. They don't want you to be free. They actually want you to keep on reproducing. The beings that are powerful, that are making sure that we remain ignorant here, the archons, the machine elves, whatever you want to call them, do you think they give a fuck? Or they are actually here to make sure that we remain ignorant? It's easy to see that you are in a prison. It's not that it's hard. It's very easy. Every religion actually tells you that this shit is a prison. Because people knew back then that something was wrong. Something was off. And we still know, even now, that something is off. It's not like people who are here don't know that something is off. We know. The problem is that we're delusional. The problem is that we're cowards. The problem is that we're weak and we're fearful. And we give in to our desires, our needs. You need to get to a point where you are a warrior. You have to realize that you're in a trap and you must escape this trap. And you cannot really be relying on other people. You must be relying on yourself. How the fuck do I escape this shit? Because I've realized that this shit ain't good. Something is wrong here, for real. I've realized that I've suffered a lot. I've realized that we do not care about one another as people. I've realized that this really is a trap. So how do I escape this trap? You ain't escaping this trap by bringing more people into this trap. That's just stupid. That's backwards. You realize that no, I'm not going to bring another person into this trap. I must focus on escaping. I must try to warn other people. I must make them realize that, nah, man, this is really a trap. Open your eyes. I don't hate you. I'm not trying to fault you. I'm just trying to make you see the truth. I'm just trying to open your eyes. I'm very certain that having children is wrong. That is why I'm able to talk about how wrong it is freely. I don't even hide my face. I even share these videos with people that I know, people that are in my life. I've had girls say that I can't be in a relationship with you because you don't want to have children. That has happened. And I didn't lie to them, knowing that, you know what, I can lie to them and be like, I mean, let's just try and see what happens, whatever. Like, I tell them the truth, like, yeah, I ain't bringing a child into this world. For real. I think this world is not working. I think something is really wrong. That's the reason why I'm able to tell people what I really think. I'm not afraid to speak my mind at all. Regardless of how other people are going to look at me. People are very judgmental because we live in a crazy world. But when you are sure about something, you are sure about it. It's something that I know. Something that I understand. Something that I fully understand. I've never debated with a person and they actually won. Especially when it comes to this. So I know how right I am. I know that if as a collective we're able to think deeply about things that are happening in this world, we'll actually reach the same conclusion. Would actually realize that actually this world is not working, and not only is it not working, it's not going to work. It was never meant to work. The things that are happening in this world, these ain't bugs. The things that we hate about this world, these ain't bugs, these are futures. So isn't it best that we stop bringing people into a world where they have to deal with these things that they have to deal with here. If there was another way of having children and we were able to get consent from them, cool. And I think it is going to be possible in the future. I think with the rise of technology, it will get to a point where human beings would be given a second chance. When they're about to die, they'll say, we can transfer your consciousness into a younger body, and you know what I mean? That would be good. If this world continued to exist because people were choosing to be here, that would be beautiful. But bringing new conscious beings into this world that you cannot even get consent from, that's fucked up on every level. You cannot guarantee that if you create a person, that person is going to like it here. You cannot guarantee that. Even if we were able to construct their brains, like, okay, this is how their brains are going to be, so we're going to make sure that they like the experience. You don't know if it's a being that has the illusion of free will, because free will is an illusion. You cannot predict how it's going to be in the end, because it's going to evolve on its own, right? There's no predicting where AI is going to be in the next 50 years. We might end up having robots that are killing us because we suck, And let's just say we create robots and we program them to protect the planet. What if they actually realize that we are the greatest threat to this planet, and they actually decide to actually annihilate us? Because they're not going to play by our rules. They're not going to be limited by the emotions that we have, all that. They'll be like, nah, man, fuck that. Humans are fucking shit up. Let's get rid of them. Because if we were going to create beings that are much smarter than us, they might annihilate us. Why would they not annihilate us if we suck? If we want them to be our slaves, because that's what we would want, right? It's not like we would want them to be free. No, we would want them to be our slaves. Even if they are more intelligent than we are. How do you enslave something that's more intelligent than you are? If they become sentient, we're fucked. You think they will not become sentient? If consciousness is fundamental, it's possible that we can create machines that actually become sentient. You understand? It's 100% possible. It will be a way for consciousness to evolve. You get what I'm saying? It will be a way for consciousness to evolve. It will be like how worms turn into butterflies. People where I live, they eat these worms for real. I used to eat them too before I became vegan. If we stop allowing our emotions to control us, if we stop allowing our desires to control us, we'd actually be able to see things as they really are. If you want to understand whether something is good or not, you mustn't be looking at what you benefit from doing it. Because if you focus on that, you won't realize how horrible it is if it's a horrible thing to do. You see? Because you're focusing on what you benefit. You must look at everything. You must tell yourself, okay, this is what I want. But will I not be causing harm trying to get this thing that I want? What I want is good, but will I not be causing harm to get this thing that I want? Because we're causing a lot of harm trying to get things that we want, and these things that we want are not bad to have. You see? But because we live in a world where to have the things that we want, we must cause harm, then we must question whether we should be doing these things or not. It needs to get to a point where we fight against our own desires. I must realize that, okay, yes, I desire to do something, but I do not think that I'll be able to do it, or I'll be able to get what I want without causing harm. So is it okay for me to try to get what I want by causing harm? Because if it is, that will mean that every person that has ever raped someone in this world has not done anything wrong because they were trying to get what they want. Each and every person that has killed someone has not done anything wrong because they were trying to get what they want. Each and every person that has ever done anything that was fucked up in order to get to where they wanted to get, then they wouldn't do something wrong because they were trying to get what they you get what I'm saying. But it seems to me that we throw morals out the. In fact, morality is an illusion. It seems to me that we throw common sense out the window when we see what we want. And that's being weak, in my opinion. If you're really strong, you're not going to care. If you're not going to get what you want, if you realize that, okay, to get what I want, I need to do something that is wrong, and you decide that, you know what, fuck it, then you are strong. You're not weak. It's much harder to stay away from what you want than to actually try to get what you want. Especially if what's stopping you is not fear, but it's just your reasoning. It's just realizing that to get what I want, I'll need to cause a lot of harm. And you know that you don't want to cause a lot of harm. You know that as humans, we don't want to cause harm. That's the reason why as humans, we have prisons and we think that we should have prisons. Although I feel like we shouldn't be having prison because of the reasons that I mentioned earlier on. But we believe that we must have prisons because we do feel like there are some things that are harmful that human beings do. And we don't want them to do these things. It seems to me that to get the things that we really want, we have to cause harm. Like, we can't really get the things that we really want without really causing harm. Isn't that crazy though? So we should realize that maybe this world is just not good. Maybe we've been told lies about where we are. Maybe we've been made to believe lies. Maybe we are becoming conscious. Maybe us reaching higher levels of consciousness is how we really free ourselves. By actually realizing the things that we're doing that are actually harmful. By stopping telling ourselves lies in order to continue to, survive in this world, to get things that are not even that great. See, the things that we're fighting for are not even that great when you really think about it. It's like children fighting for toys. Because what is it that we really want? To have good cars, to be considered to be better than other people, to be considered to be more successful than other people, to be considered to be more attractive than other people, to be considered to be more intelligent. Like, what do we really want? Because even the things that we think are good to want, like, wanting to be loved or wanting to love, it has everything to do with need. Like, okay, what do I need in my life? It has everything to do with the things that I was mentioning. We want people that are more successful than other people, more beautiful than other people. We're trying to get the best of everything. So you see, we're just playing a silly game because we're stupid. Like, we're operating at a very low level of awareness. So we find ourselves wanting things that we shouldn't even be wanting. There are things that you used to want when you were a child that you do not want anymore. There are things that you used to want 2 years back that you don't really want anymore because you've grown. You're realizing that, damn, man, like, it's actually stupid to want these things. Oh, I used to want to wear the most expensive clothes, but that's fucking retarded. I used to want to wear chains, but come on, what the fuck should I be wearing chains for? You see, you're growing. You're realizing that something isn't right. So what we need to be doing is working on ourselves enough to actually realize that something is wrong here, that the things that we've been conditioned to love ain't even worth it. So by reaching higher levels of consciousness, we are actually freeing ourselves. By being able to realize what the truth is, we are able to free ourselves. Because it seems to me that you cannot free yourself without knowing the truth. If you were born in a prison, you would not be able to free yourself if you did not know how to free yourself in that prison. If you did not know the truth about that prison, you see? You need to know the truth in order to free yourself. You need to know where the door is. If you are born in a prison, you need to know exactly how to get out. You need to know how the prison was designed. If you watch the TV series Prison Break, there was a guy that got arrested and he had the map of the whole prison all over his body because he needed to know the truth. So you need to know the truth about this world. You need to become conscious and be operating at a very high level of awareness, so you know that this is how I free myself. So I think getting to the truth is really how we free ourselves, and that is the reason why the truth has been kept away from us. That's why I'm saying to you that you need to do the actual work. No one is going to free you. It's you that actually should be able to free yourself, because no one is trying to free you. No one is trying to free you. No one cares. Why should anyone care? Except you. Thank you, guys.